Ellie had spent an entire week playing video games, and she ended up bringing the habits from the game into real life. When a classmate accidentally bumped into her, she immediately struck a battle stance. Thankfully, Lena was there to remind Ellie, preventing an embarrassing situation. Later, during gym class, Ellie still hadn't changed her game habits.
やめようの写し楓大丈夫しばらくゲームを休みした方がいいみたい
3 days later, when Ellie logged into the game again, Lena informed her that there had been many updates. The first new addition was a glowing bug, and if they caught it, they could create a guild. The bug could also be exchanged for a house, which would serve as the guild's base. Knowing Ellie would be interested, Lena had already caught one in advance, waiting for Ellie to choose a house. However, all the good houses were already taken, and the remaining options were either too expensive or in inconvenient locations. So, the two of them decided to head out to the countryside. To their surprise, they found a beautiful treehouse, and they immediately decided to buy it. With the guild's foundation now set, they turned their attention to finding members. Ellie invited Jenny and Jason, who eagerly joined without hesitation. At that moment, Tony and Leah happened to pass by, so Ellie invited them as well. Soon, they all returned to the base. Everyone believed Ellie was the best candidate to be the guild leader. After taking care of some minor tasks, Ellie named the guild and then they prepared to gather materials. Ellie rode on a turtle, planning to gather ore with Jenny and Leah. When they arrived at the mine, the group split up the tasks. Jenny confidently took on the mining job, claiming she could collect everything in one day because her magic cube would refresh different skills every day. That day, she had the max level mining skill. Meanwhile, Lena was in charge of fighting monsters and gathering loot. The other two helped Lena by cheering her on. Before long, Lena had collected a lot of materials, but it was too slow. Tony then charged in with a shield, blocking the monsters' attacks while using his sword to defeat them. Jenny joined the fight as well. Together, they made quick work of the monsters and gathered the materials. Back at the guild, they held their first meeting. The game was about to launch a new event. The third event was a monster fighting and material collecting task, but the fourth event would be a guild versus guild battle. Although their guild was powerful, they were still short on members. Ellie decided to recruit more players. She and Lena went to the recruitment board but couldn't find any suitable candidates. Ellie then suggested going to the first layer of the map to find more potential members. As it turned out, Ellie's suggestion was effective. Soon, she noticed a pair of twin sisters who were troubled because they had no guild to join. The reason was that they had invested all their stats into attack power. Just as they were about to register a new account, Ellie approached them and invited them to join the guild. When the sisters learned that Ellie had also invested all her points into one attribute, they immediately regained their confidence and agreed to join. The group then headed to the second layer entrance. When the monsters there saw Ellie and Lena, they trembled in fear. Lena summoned a clone and charged straight at the monsters. In no time, she took down one of the monsters' health bars. After that, the monsters were pummeled by both Lena and Ellie.
大丈夫
leaving the twin sisters in awe of their teamwork and skills. Ellie then introduced them to the guild. When the sisters explained that they had focused their stats on attack, no one was surprised because their guild leader had focused solely on defense. Everyone welcomed the sisters warmly. Lena remarked that the sisters reminded her of Ellie and wondered if their future strength could rival Ellie's.